So the only thing I would say, if you want to hear anything from me that may help, is try to pay attention, especially when life really kicks you in the teeth. Take a step back, take stock, and just pay attention. You don't need to force an answer out of it. Um, it's like, oh, I will get disappointed if I pay attention and yet I don't conclude anything. No, no, no. Just pay attention. Just deal with it without the goal of trying to figure anything out immediately. Just stay with life. Pay attention to it. Be with it without expectations, without deadlines, without that hidden negotiation with the universe. Like, yeah, I will pay attention to you, but you got to give me an answer within the next year, right? Otherwise, it's not. No, none of that. Just be present to what's happening. That's what I naturally did. And I discovered much later in my life that this is not natural for everyone. I, like everybody else, have the tendency to think that what applies to me applies to everybody else. All right. I have always had that tendency. My friends started alerting me for the fact that this is not so when I was already in my 30s. That my friends noticed. Now, you think everybody's like you? That it's not quite like. I mean, I know people have talents I don't have because they are very obvious to me. But I thought everybody was. Anyway, it's clear to me now that it's not natural for everybody to pay attention. So if you want to do something that doesn't come naturally to you, I would point to you to the possibility of paying more attention than you're naturally inclined to do. To me, that's what did the trick. I mean, it it cost 2 near suicides. I don't wish that for anyone. But at the end, it did the thing. It did the job. Here I am, happier than I have ever been since my father died.
There's many people asking, they want to know more. What do you mean by paying attention, Bernardo? What are you paying attention to? And there's different people proposing, is it mindfulness? Is it one thing or the other? But
No, it's just that. It's really not complicated. It's being present to life and self as things happen to you. Like this happened today. How did that make me feel? How does that make me feel right now? And what does that do to others? Um, it's mainly asking the questions and not forcing answers. I never got an answer. I just couldn't help but pay attention to life, to what happens in the world, to the subtle organization of life that Jung would have called synchronicities. But synchronicities tend to be discrete moments in Jungian definition. I submit to you that there is something that isn't discrete. It's sort of an organized dance of life and the world that is happening at all times. If you're present to life, you pick up the smell of that. It's like a smell. It's hard to pin down, but it's clearly there. It's clearly identifiable, even though you can't capture it in your hands and say, okay, now I have it. You can't do that. And that's why I use the metaphor of a smell. And also, how things in life make me feel. So this attention to self, this introspective attention, it's a form of being present to self and world as both unfold, without forcing answers, without forcing conclusions, without even having the hope that you will figure it out. Because the moment you try to figure it out, that's the moment you're no longer present. And there is a form of trust, again, a sort of faith that I always had naturally. I have always had this trust that although I'm present, I'm paying attention, but I cannot make anything out of it right now that will improve my life. I have this trust that there is some kind of deep, simmering process going on in the background, and that eventually, without being forced, it will get me somewhere. But it's not something you can take the reins of and direct, which is what we try to do when we are applying a technique. The whole idea of applying a technique or following a discipline, it is a controlling thing. You're taking the reins of the process. And when I talk about paying attention, it's the opposite of that. It's being present to the process without trying to take the reins of it, with trust that something will self-organize very deep within you. And at some point you look back and realize, oh, it happened. So that has been my experience. I never identified any utility, nor did I ever extract any solace from paying attention to life as I'm paying attention to it. It's always something that years later I wake up one day and look back and I think, oh, I'm here now. I used to be there in my mental space. No, I'm suffering less. I used to suffer more. Or I'm in peace. Or I am in peace with it now. For instance, I'm in peace with death now. And I look back, and 15 years ago, I was not. I was not in peace with it. So paying attention is not forcing a question onto life or nature, but being present to life and nature, which includes the self. Just paying attention. Okay, what's happening now? Oh, this is happening. What does it do to me? Oh, this is what it's doing to me. Just that, with a trust that this will get you somewhere, that there is a process simmering outside the control of your ego that knows where it's going, and it will get you there. That's what I mean by paying attention. It's not complicated. It's difficult precisely because it's not complicated. It's most people think, can he mean just that by it? That's simple. Yes, it's just that. That's what I mean.
I'm Amir. I help run Bernardo Kastrup's membership program, which you can find at withrealityinmind.com. We have weekly Q&As, special guests, an archive of several months' worth of recordings now, and a very vibrant community of curious minds. You can join us at withrealityinmind.com, and this clip is an excerpt from one of those recent meetings.